What is up, YouTube? Today I wanted to talk about, collecting Burnout. So a lot of you know that a while back I purged a huge amount of my collection, like an insane amount. It all deprived from seeing a video by RGT85 about how he sold his collection and the reasons behind it. And then it kind of made me take a chance to look at myself, because I was buying games just to buy games. And I've talked about collection addiction on this channel a lot. And I really was just like, I didn't want to collect anymore. I was just kind of like, I found myself like searching for games just because, to get more and more. I was having no real rhyme or reason why I wanted to buy more games. I was just trying to find more. And it led to, trying to think of the right words for this, because it led to a lot of negative thoughts, negative feelings, and everything. And after a while there, I'm trying to think of the right words for this. I almost grew to kind of hate video games, because I had revolved my channel around them, I had revolved my life around them, and all my free time was at one point going to make content, trying to find stuff to buy so I could make more content, trying to be like, hey man, look at what I got today, And then I would just be like, okay, once the video is over, I guess I'll put this on the shelf. And for a while there, I'm not gonna lie and say that it's always been like this, but for a while there, I was having fun doing it. I was loving it. I was coming down to my game room. I was firing up my PlayStation or whatever. I was looking around my room and just being like, this is really awesome having all this stuff. And then, but at one point, it was just like, wow, man, I don't want this stuff anymore. And I had reached the point of collection burnout. Now, I went one of the routes, one of the many different routes you can take. I just decided enough was enough. I sold most of the stuff, and now I kind of hold on to the stuff that I really either feel connected with, or actually play or plan on using, and stuff like that. Like, I've even been tossing back and forth the idea of getting rid of most of my consoles now, because I bought a Dreamcast, I think 6 years ago, something like that. I plugged it in, I fired it up once, played it for 10 minutes, unhooked it, and then it's been sitting on a shelf ever since. What's the point of having it? But I didn't want to just talk about why I didn't want this video to be like, okay, you got collection burnout, that just means sell everything. No. It's because there is people out there that have collection burnout that actually want to keep collecting. And I totally understand that. And this is kind of what I want to kind of go around and just talk about more. Obviously, if you don't want to stop collecting video games, but you're just kind of just not passionate about it anymore, it's time to reevaluate why you collected in the first place. Now, I could go into try and talk to you, try and pull it back to, oh, you got some kind of childhood PTSD, you were raised by hoarders, you just didn't have any games as a kid, so now that you got a bunch of free, fun adult money, you can buy everything you didn't have as a kid, which was kind of one of my things. I was kind of the childhood PTSD, kid of divorce, depression, anxiety, and buying games made me feel good, especially when I got older and I had my own money. But you need to get the passion back. You need to figure out exactly why you started collecting in the first place, and you need to start setting goals. Now, that doesn't mean you should just buy just to buy. Now, one of the most dangerous things I think with collecting is if we don't have any end goal in mind. We are just here to consume products and material objects, and we aren't having any rhyme and reason, like I said, why. And when I originally started collecting, I had a lot more fun when I was focusing on certain systems. And after so long, I lost a lot of that funness, and I just wanted to buy. Just buy whatever. So when I originally started, my goal was to get a bunch of NES games. And then I kind of was like, well, it became hard to find them, especially locally, because a lot of the garage sales I found around here had original Xbox games. So then after a while, I changed to that. Well, then at one point, I started collecting consoles, and I had, like it just said, I had these stack of consoles here. And I'm like, well, now I can buy whatever game I want because I have the console for it. I'll play it someday. We all know how that goes. But you need to find a passion. You need to set goals. Like my buddy Pac-Man Case, his goal was to get the complete North American Nintendo 64 collection, and that's the same with Mort from Mort's Garage. His was to do this Nintendo 64 collection. They had a goal in mind, so that way, if down the road they didn't know what they wanted to do anymore, they could still be like, hey, I'm still trying to build this collection. I'm still trying to get this complete set. I know what I have in mind. I don't have to just buy and get all these games just because. They might use it later on for reselling to get more money to complete that collection, but they didn't have to go in without anything. And people will tell you, like when I purged my collection, I had so many people tell me that I was going to regret it. They were like, you don't really want to do this. It's just in your head right now. You should just wait and see. And it's not 100% false what they were saying. I could see people that regret doing that. I, as of right now, still do not regret selling hundreds of games. But that's kind of where I'm at. But I know a lot of people in the past that are on like their third collection. Because at one point they were like, I'm done with this. And they sold it all. And then a year later, they got the passion, the fire in their soul came back, and then now they had to start over. They said they still had fun doing it, but they were also like, dang, man, those games that I had are worth a lot more now. I didn't sell them for as much as they're worth, and and stuff like that. But they had lost, they had gotten the burnout, they just didn't want to collect anymore, so they just honestly needed to take a break. And that's my next tip for this is, if you feel like you just got collection burnout, maybe just take a break for a while. Don't, delete your Mercari, delete your eBay, delete your Facebook Marketplace, or stay off of it anyways, and just take a break from, thrifting and hunting, and reevaluate where you are. Get back into gaming. Play the games that you bought, because that's kind of been what I've been doing recently, and I feel way better. I'm actually diving into games that I've always wanted to play, but I just had so much going on here. I did a video about collection paralysis, which is what I dealt with a lot of times because I had so many games to play that I didn't have any idea which ones to play first. So I'd sit there like somebody on Netflix or streaming services looking at all the stuff on there and be like, wow, what should I watch? What should I watch? And I'd spend more time trying to pick what to watch or play than I would to actually enjoy it. Because by the time I got to it, I was like, well, you know what? I'm done. I'm bored of this. I don't want to do this now. And so I would just would never play the games. So take a break from collecting for a minute and go back to finding why you got video games in the first place. And that was to play them. I play a game that you've never played before, or play a game from your youth. There's been a lot of times where I question everything in my life. Basically, what is the meaning of life and stuff like that. And I get way too deep into thoughts. And you know what I do, guys? I put in an old game from my childhood, whether it be Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, Sonic. Something that kind of brings me back to when I was a kid and I didn't have the stress of being an adult. I didn't have to worry about bills. I didn't have to worry about, my job, whether or not I was a good enough person. I just basically went back to being a kid again on the couch playing his favorite game. And that's what these games are for, is to play in the first place. So I don't know if this video is going to reach anybody very well, and I don't really know what else to say. But I just want you guys to know that collection burnout doesn't have to be a negative. And it's not really a positive either. But it's just kind of, maybe you just need to take a break. Like I said, refocus on what you're doing and get your passion back. I know one big thing that I've been having fun with too, and I'll just kind of talk a little bit more about this before I end this video, was playing some of the older games with my kids and kind of showing them. That has been something that has kind of relived my passion too, because my son and I have been playing, I think it's NBA Playgrounds 2 on his PS4, which reminds me basically of NBA Jam. And, you know, we played that for a while, and then I was like, well, how about we play actual NBA Jam? And you guys have seen him in the past streams that we've done on the channel. Him and me sitting here on my RetroPie playing NBA Jam. It's such a fun game, and he absolutely loves it. And in fact, I think don't quote me on this, I think he discovered a cheat code on that game or something, because we were playing as the Bulls, and he was Horace Grant, and I swear he would just shoot full court shots and make them every time somehow. I don't know how it worked, but I swear to you. It was something fun too, because I never figured that out as a kid, and here he is, just full court shooting it, just holding the button and not letting go, and then for some reason he was draining it so much. It was absolutely crazy, guys. But I just want to know in the comments below what you guys think about this subject. Have you had collection burnout in the past? Have you had to deal with this stuff period? Are you feeling with it now? And if so, what is stuff that you've done to get past it? Who knows? Your comment today could help somebody else that's dealing with this issue right now. And if you sold your collection in the past, just let me know below. Like always, guys, I love to read your comments. It makes my day, even the negative ones. I'll still reply to every comment I can, because it's something I love to do. So with that being said, guys, as always, stay retro, my friends, and I will see you in the next video.